Welcome back to Tour with Shailesh. Today we are on to the sixth episode in the series that we are doing on healing, wellness, and Indian tradition. And along with me is Guruji Yogi Shivan, who today will be speaking to us on superstition, a topic which is there in the back of the mind of many, but very few people talk about it because there is no clarity on it. So the exercise today is to basically unfold the mystery behind it and to understand what is there behind the word superstition. So, Guruji, what is superstition?
English words are too limited to explain the incomprehensible things, especially our Indian traditional wisdom. The word superstition in India is Andha Vishwasa. Vishwasa is belief, Andha means blind. So superstition is a blind belief. We have to have belief in ourselves. Without that, there is no success. But that belief should not be blind. So superstition is not necessary, but half of that process is very essential. So Andhavishwasa we don't want, but we need faith, Vishwas. So what we should do is, first we have to realize the mystery of life. We have a body and mind. Body is tangible, mind is intangible. So one is Sthula, the other one is Sukshma, gross and subtle. The science or the explanations about the subtle is called Vishwas, faith or trust. So we have to have our faith, and that faith should be verified and practiced to understand and experience. Then only life will be completed. So superstition should be understood why it is explained to us by our forefathers, and verify, understand the fact and experience for ourselves. That will give the completion of life.
As you said, superstition transcends across religions and it's passed over generation to generation. Why?
We cannot produce something out of nothing. The present life is an extension of our past existence. Otherwise, my body is an extension of my father. My father's life was an extension of my grandfather. So like that, we must have an origin slowly imparted to the present day. If I want to understand the meaning and essence of my today's existence, I have to understand the past behind it. So how many forefathers I had, nobody knows. But the past impressions are within ourselves. So like the link between the micro and the macro, the universal energy manifested as our individual existence. So what I learned from my father is guiding my today's life, and we cannot ignore the past experiences. The modernity is a product of antiquity. For generations and generations, this ideology will exist.
Is superstition based on belief or faith as it's woven well in our cultural fabric?
Again, superstition alone is not necessary. We need faith and trust. Faith and trust on what? As I told you earlier, we have an invisible reality, and this body is a gross manifestation of that incomprehensible reality. I have to have my faith and belief on that. Then only my life will be successful. When our forefathers understood this reality, they made certain rules and regulations as philosophical instructions. But that was the core of the science. Many people were not capable of understanding the highly philosophical language of the reality. So masters transformed that into mythological things. They brought legends, the stories of historical, elements. So many things were interconnected to make a story. That is why we got mythological things. Then that mythological ideas taken to ritualistic practices. Then the society was okay with that. They had gone through different types of rituals. Then my father did something. As a child, I was curious to know what it was. So he taught me a story of that. So my childhood mind was understanding, or it was more interested to listen a story. As I grew, that story grew up in my body as a plant. The seed of the story, in course of time, developed into a tree, and that gave me fruits of spiritual revelation. So that this is the technique they applied to keep this idea, alive in the generations. So when we go through a ritual, we are not questioning the ritual if we are not capable of understanding the essence. But when we become matured enough to question and verify the ritual, the meaning of the ritual, slowly we will be guided to the depth of our spiritual existence. So superstition we don't want, but we need faith and belief. Slowly that faith should be questioned, introspected. Then we have to get that experience of the ritual.
Would you call superstition a disease or a mental block?
Superstition is not a disease or a mental block. It is only a level of ignorance. Ignorance is not a mistake. That is a possibility. If I think that, or if I come to know that I don't know something, so that means immediately that is opening a door for search. Then I will verify, okay, I don't know that. Then what it is? I don't know anything about my existence, from where I am born. And my father taught me some techniques, but I don't know. So I verify. I have the trust in my father, his words. So I verify it. Now I know I am ignorant about that, but why my father knew it, then why can't I also come to know? Then I should search for it. India is the land of seekers, not believers. If you check all our Vedas, Upanishads, Itihasas are slowly guiding the person to seek for himself. Then finally, when he finds himself, he will smile and declare that I am that I was searching for. Aham Brahmasmi. So superstition is not a mistake or a mental block. It is a possibility for further verification and introspection.
How can superstition assist in healing?
When I have a superstitious belief, then somebody will guide me that, hey, this is a superstition. Then I will ask myself why I was misguided. As I told you, superstition is ignorance. Ignorance can be the cause of disease. When I become aware of that, I will rectify my superstition. So ignorance will be eliminated. Where ignorance is eliminated, knowledge will come. It's like darkness and light. When light comes, immediately darkness will vanish. Same way, disease is a state of darkness. When I get the light of knowledge, the darkness of disease will vanish. So superstition can help to remove or eliminate the disease.
Okay. When God has given us intellect, then why do we fall back on superstition?
God has not given us intellect. In essence, if we go to the reality, everybody can recognize that God itself is manifesting as ourselves. So there is not a separate God sitting somewhere and guiding the whole universe. No. According to our spiritual wisdom, when we come to know there is a God other than my existence, that is what is called Maya, ignorance. So I should work hard, bring my intellect back to my intuition. Then there I will come to know the apparent universe, which I was experiencing through my five senses, were simply, my illusory world. But when I combine my senses, yoga, chitta vritti nirodha, when I bring back, withdrawal of my senses is happening, there the light will come from within, which is called enlightenment. When we get that light, the ignorance of darkness will vanish. There I will declare myself that I am that. Then you may ask, oh, if you are God, then who am I? Immediately I will say, Tattvamasi, you too are that. So God has not created anything for us. Our own self is manifesting as this universe. Then a question will remain, if God is manifesting as this, then why are we confused? Because we are simply depending on our intellect. We have to take our awareness from intellect back to instinct, from instinct back to intuition. There we will come to know exactly who we are. There all the superstitions, beliefs, knowledge, ignorance, everything will vanish. Something will remain as Advaitam. There are no two. There is not a seeker or seeing. Only one reality will remain. That is the ultimate, which we call God.
In these times where scientific basis outweighs religious beliefs, why are we unable to overcome this superstitious beliefs?
Again, what is science? Science is the methodology of senses. Everything should be explained through senses, data. What you have seen, what you have smelled, what you have tasted, what you have heard, what you have touched. But it is very clear. It is very easy to prove that our five senses are too limited to explain something which is beyond comprehension. Like our eyes. Eyes are capable of recognizing only one velocity, 300,000 kilometer per second velocity only our eyes can recognize. Our ears can recognize in between 20 to 20,000 hertz. Our smelling capability is much inferior than a dog. So with these five limited senses, we are trying to understand the unlimited reality. There, science fails. Science is a product of intellect. Intellect never understands the intuitive impulses or the reality. So we have to come, or we have to go beyond the senses. It's like if we try to explain the beauty of a rainbow to a blind person, is it possible? A boy who is born blind but very intellectual, and he learned everything through his braille. And then he was thinking that what is a rainbow, and he learned himself that there are something which is called colors, and that person, a blind boy, will always keep asking questions. What is a color? For him, there is no color. And how we can educate him? He will keep on asking questions. But if we take him to an ophthalmologist and come to know that there is a problem in the nerve, and he got operated, and after the successful operation, he got his vision. Then when he see the world of colors, all his questions will vanish about colors. Same way, now we are asking these many questions because we are spiritually blind. Our sixth sense is closed. So if our sixth sense is activated, we will get a third eye. There we will get a different vision. When we get that vision, like that blind boy who got vision, he will smile, or we will also smile towards our questions. Otherwise, there is no answer for these kind of intellectual questions in spiritual world.
That was a very interesting insight into the world of superstition, because this is one topic on which you don't find much of material to understand as to what it is and how do you come out of it. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, Guruji, and I'm sure the viewers would also benefit from this different perspective that you have shown and how to understand it better. To all the viewers, this is the 6th in series on healing, wellness and Indian tradition. and there is more to come. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification button to stay updated on all the new videos which keeps coming every 2 days in this series. So until the next one, this is Shailesh signing off.